Hello and namaste. Welcome to the official channel of Aagyan the Storyteller with another episode of Last Journey. So Last Journey को अर्को एपिसोडमा तपाईँ सम्पूर्ण दर्शकबिनहरूलाई स्वागत छ। सो हामीले अघिल्लो एपिसोड रिक्याप गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यहाँ हामीले लेखकको परिचय, लेखकले भनेका केही भनाइ तथा लेखकसँग जोडिएर आउने केही सन्दर्भ र लेखकको प्रति धारणा राख्ने एउटा राइटरको भनाइ तथा लेखकको 10वटा कविताहरू प्रस्तुत गरेका थियौँ। So in this episode we're gonna discuss about his other poems that we already have mentioned serially. So let's move on as quick as possible without any much discussion. तर जानुभन्दा अगाडि तपाईले यदि हाम्रो च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गर्नुभएको छैन भने सब्स्क्राइबको बटन तलपट्टि कतै होला वा साइडपट्टि त्यसलाई सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिहाल्नुहोस् सो द्याट त्यो रातो बटन चेन्ज भइहाल्नेछ। सो हाम्रो पहिलो कविता, पहिलो पोइमको टाइटल रहेको छ द बर्डन द्याट फादर बियर्स। सो दिस पोइम गोना बी लाइक दिस। The burden that father bears, pounding the bevel for the entire life, by shedding millions of liters of soil in the clay soil, made this land fertile enough to grow crops by raising the mountains of poverty for life. He didn't realize that he was losing weight due to the excess labor he needs to carry throughout the day. My father never realized that the line of his palms was fading away while making the lives of others fertile. He didn't notice himself turning barren until now. His body has failed to get a chance to relax. From the pressure of the load, he is carrying it with him for a long period of time. He walked with the blue sea in his eyes. Tears were never shed in his eyes to hide it from the family members. All his life he was running, but he couldn't till his legs are weakening daily to anyone. You kept on falling many times while walking, yet you always stood up again and again with a wonderful zeal and kept running, thinking about how his children will be back from social rest if he slowed down his speed. He never cried even if his legs were hard due to excess pressure, even though his heart was crying. His eyes never seemed to cry, hiding the large hours of pain in his chest. His smiles like lips kept moving away. His drained body always appreciated Neville. Journey of his life is like a journey to Mount Kailash. Despite lugging hundreds of mountains, the body does not appear to be exhausted. Its physique never experienced any unseen strain. He was aware that throughout his human story, it always took a while to go across any painful, difficult path without any hesitation. He continued to move forward while feeling good, despite the fact that life's journey seems to arduous and protracted. Throughout his life, he continued to travel millions of miles without facing his palpitations. But when the dead body of the baby of screen is buried at the coffin, distance from the house to the coffin seems to be very short. Maybe it was the last sleep for him, with the dead body of his child till the tired legs reach the fire. Legs that have not been trembled for a lifetime walk along the wrong road of a life. It started to tremble throughout the road until it reached the cart. A mother takes the heaviest weight to lift the dead body of her offspring, the dead body of the child, with so much. When the child applies full body for the solar tremble of a lifetime of sins can be consumed at once. Really, the father is real a hero that can't be denied because the father has beared lot of problems and lot of different things to make their son or daughter's life and their whole parents' life to be successful and to the best. So, no need to discuss much more about the hard works and the sacrifices of the father because he is already a god to us. So, after that, on the 12th section, there is a poem that is titled with departure, and that poem goes like this. To depart doesn't necessarily means to leave someone. To depart isn't merely the process of withered leaves dropping from a tree. It also refers to separating the roots from the tree by cutting them. To depart actually means to separate from oneself, leaving behind all kinds of tangible possessions. Tangible possessions. I am detached from myself after I detach myself from you. And now I am all alone and lonely. I am dispersed all around like a broken piece of glass after you left me. I became like a crow who has lost its destination in a foggy environment. All my pathways are dispersed, and all the dreams that we saw together were separated after you went far away from me. Since then, even this city, which is filled with lots of lightning, has turned into everlasting darkness for me. After you broke up, I'm like a lonely old tree in a strange forest. I'm like a lonely old tree in a strange forest after you broke me, even when walking on the paths that are full of flowers, rose started to fade me. After you broke up, it seems like that life is long and filled with a lot of darkness that is filled with the lot of darkness after you broke up. My whole life has started to hurt after you detached from me, dear. From then I separated myself from myself. That's why I walk alone around the garden, looking for myself today. Looking for myself today. So definitely, always separation doesn't means that to fully die or to fully live something. It's all about something that has been connected but that is not been connected out there. So here in this poem, you may have queries about what does God means, because many person doesn't know the exact definition of God. So it is a Nepali word that is especially practiced in Hinduism. That is a location where people are burned in several regions. That means Manche Jalaउने ठाउँ. So Manche Jalaउने ठाउँ नेपालीमा भन्छ. So you may know it. So let's move further another poem that is titled with Migration. The migration poem is all about the migrations of the peoples and the heart and mind from one place to another. So it's all about many things migrating from the source to the another for the source of happiness, for the source of enjoyment, excitement, and all the things. So let's see how the poem is going to be. I spend the entire day watching birds fly through the sky. They come home in the evening to the country, the infants. Futures await their return from the world. The earth was completely dark all night. On summer days, the sun rises early on a sweet and rip they return to the old age home to feed their children. During migration, only the body can reach the world and roam around, but not the heart and mind. Earlier, every location is simply a place to migrate for a body, but this mind never immigrates anywhere. Poverty affects people all over the world. Flows, sweets, blood are sold in accordance with the contract he does, but loses the contract that he has made with himself about his dignity, and now hurting himself he yells. Himself and listen the yells alone make the friend a wonderful mirror. One day, even if the foreigners allows him, it just devours his body, can't swallow the heart of a person who has come to this land leaving his own nation. His body is filled with foreignness. His migration didn't come home with him. The mind will be in the country, it will be wandering in the country. How does the things are happening? So after listening to the migration poem, the 13th poem, it says, giving the example about the birds flying, and also separately in the home in the nest there is whole families waiting for them. So definitely in that way, in the bird, giving the example of bird, uh, the writer has given the example how the peoples are leaving the country but still their heart are in their own country, and how they are sacrificing the whole life. So after this, another poem is titled with the pleasure in that. So let's see the 14th poem, pleasure in that will be how. So before that, do subscribe my channel uh, and make it from red to the white. So let's check it out. Pleasure in that. But before that, hit the subscribe button. Pleasure in death. Living is more than just breathing. To live is to freeze over and over. To live is equivalent to swallowing fire. I did rather die and live than live and die. I did rather slumber in the arms of death forever, and I'm still alive. Those who lived even after reaching the mouth of death appear to be the unluckiest people in the world. It's amazing how many people will rather live than die. Life is priceless. Everything in life is fascinating, life is interesting, but it's not experienced by anyone. I always walk along the dark road under a very old tree wearing false clothes. I see an orphan child sitting. I look at its face with tears, like a cracked lamp that has not received water for ages. I see blood flowing from the eyes instead of tears. I see a bare belly that is dry with hunger. I see people living and dying. He asked with great difficulty, holding a 5 note in his hand. How life is going? Or how is life going? He said, letting out a long held breath. I'm just living. I'm just living and I'm happy. I feel that one day I have to die. I feel happy that one day I have to die. After the poem Pleasure in Death, there is a 15th poem that is titled with the daughter. So let's see what he writes about the daughter. People who continue to represent daughter as an earthling. They even depicted the daughter as a maker. They depicted her as a goddess. But only the lifeless stones were adored in the temple during prayer. The unlucky ones struck that lifeless stone with their foreheads and returned home. Their forehead splattered with their own blood back at home, they were harshly critical of their new daughter. For the sake of giving birth to a daughter, the husband slammed his wife back hard. The husband slammed his wife back hard. My mother was also upset of hearing about my birth. Until now, I'm still puzzled as to why my mother was sad at my delivery. Sometimes while I am out and about, I imagine the difficulties my mother has faced. My mother may have had as a young girl. She also had faced a lot. So maybe this is the source of her unhappiness, or is it her perception of being a son as merely a source of support in her old age? In my mind, this concept takes on a fascinating form. Remember, dear folks, daughter are those volcanoes that seldom erupts, but everything gets destroyed in a second when they erupt. Now, no matter how hard you hit them with hamper of authentic thoughts, daughter are those rocks that never breaks. Daughter is an earth that never misbalance on self, even if carries unmeasurable ups with them. Why does a mother face light up when she gives birth to a daughter? Why does her face only sprinkle when her son is born? Why does or why do moms abandon their daughter when they are still in the home? Remember, dear folks, a daughter is more than just a girl, she is a complete manifestation of God's nature. Yes, I am a daughter, and the person who gave birth to me, is a daughter. Who gave birth to me is a daughter. So after listening this poem, so definitely he have addressed about the importance of daughter, but many people are abdoming that daughter should not be born. But if they are not born, how you are born, that also you must think. So even you must respect daughter as like as your mother, and also help them to raise and to be raised and be a successful person, because not only the son will care you, they also will care you. You must think that they both are equal. You should give the equal rights to them. So after that, let's say the another poem that is titled with Future. Let's see how the future poem is been written by the author. The long route of life, the legs that are tired of walking, the brain that is tired of thinking, the dream that are scattered with in no period of time. The relations that broke despite of lots of opportunities to settle it, and this life filled with uncertainty. Soon the man takes his first food after the birth. He starts to dream and let others see the dream. It gets built up day by day, making harm on himself, entire the life of a youth. From then he started to see modernization everywhere, and he himself tried to be a modern man. He then starts to learn the best possible way of betrayal and starts losing himself in his deep self. He tries to be the carbon copy of others, but while being the one, he forgets his original value and what he is actually. Being extremely diverted to copying this world of mirrors, he starts to forget that What is the reason behind his solo existence? What is the reason behind his solo existence? Oh, definitely, a writer has addressed meaningful thoughts, meaningful reason. In search of future and better opportunities, people sometimes forget what they must do and they start copying others. They want to be like them. And they forget that what actually the reason is to be here and why the solo existence of the person himself is there. So, without any much discussion, let's go to the 17th poem, that is address. So before going to the 17th poem address, so if you haven't subscribed the channel, I want to suggest you that do subscribe the channel and support me to raise up. And also you can lay down the comments how it is and what are the mistakes and what shall I correct so that I can do it more better and next time. So let's say address, and I hope you will do it. So Jai Nepal, let's move for the address. A face discovered at some point in life. Bhavin sat with flowers in his eyes. Never one in my eyes did it penetrate. Even though tears ran from the eyes, they never tried. I didn't know how destiny brought you into my heart when stayed for quite some time remembering our home. We played for a long time remembering our playground, and when I cried, you kept on wiping my tears. When you were there, I stopped carrying a handkerchief in my pocket. Dear, I left myself in presence of you. Even when you are here in this heart, I never felt like a button. When you were sitting in the heart, the body itself was moving slowly. Love was all consuming. After you came, this long life started to get shorter. I started loving myself only after you came. After you came, I started thinking that death will never come to me. I was only after you came that I became the one who never became me. I became me only after you came. After you left, I started to forget. The walking path started getting long. The walking path started getting long. The whole earth began to feel narrow, numbness. The body started to feel numb. The legs stopped carrying the weight of the body. You disappeared from my eyes in such a way that my eyes could not see that full doll face you had at the time you left. For a second, those legs didn't move in the direction I walked, and then I never ever saw that face again. I did like to meet you, and for that I traveled the entire globe to locate you and fulfill my eternal wish to meet you, but I never found that face again. Where can I find the address of those that actually live? Tell me, where can I find the address of those that actually live me? The 18th poem is the color of the African lover. So let's see what the color of the African lover is, and let's find it out what the writer has addressed. I think it will be more amazing, right? So let's check it out without any queries or any much discussion or anything. You'll find it out as soon as the poem begins. You are in one corner of the earth. I am on the other side of the planet. You are miles across the sea, and I am here by the sea. Carrying your own bag of grief, you are living on one part of this earth. Sometimes the hot air touches me at that time. I remember the hot Africa where you live to cool your hot Africa. I wish I could send a cold breeze from here. A face that has been burning with the sun for centuries. I want to drink to satisfy my thirsty soul. Cold water flows from the mountains of my country. But I don't know. And I don't want to erase that black color from my face, as I think those who are black don't change their color. Those with fair skin will be dyed repeatedly. Makeup continuously alters the appearance of the face. People with pale complexions frequently have black patches in their hearts, but you never painted your heart black, and you never splashed a single dot on your character. Deep in our hearts, we were all black, dear. But that black color of yours is no way to be seen in your imagination except for black. My existence is full of yous. So, no need to say much more about this poem because this poem is already addressing all the things. So, on the 19th poem, there is the lonely. So, let's see what a lonely feeling has been coming out to the writer and what he has addressed, right? So, the lonely poem will be going like this. So, let's check it out. When my loved ones left me, I never felt any pain. I didn't feel any pain when they abandoned me in the middle of my life. I never felt loneliness to be a lonely road because it has unlimited memories that never leave me alone. Actually, our body is the only thing that becomes alone here. Memories never leave or come back. Those who go, however, leave behind their great memories despite being wonderful memories with them. People are sometimes still lonely. The body that is in the bed with misery will wish another body to hold it. I'm looking for love. I incurred a hand to provide me one jug of water. After my hands stopped moving when you cry, your eyes cry together. I'm requesting crutches. With his hands on his shoulders, he inquired a body that is 2 or 4 feet long. A person who doesn't have a body is always alone. A person who doesn't have a body is always alone. Being alone is fulfilled with loneliness at some point of life. At that point, the person who has left the mind is remembered. The shadow that keeps coming together sometimes lift, but the memories of living are never forgotten. You cannot abandon the person in your heart. The image of that person that is still left in the eyes persists in moving. I am that tree, and in that spring all of my leaves fall away. Yes, I am decaying tree, yet neither provides shade nor goes the environment. Yes, I am that tree who's now destined to get dissolved and be burned in a cool forest someday. Someday. Oh, definitely the poem was really good. So without any much more discussion, let's now move to the Nation in Burqa, written by the writer. So let's see the 20th poem, Nation in the Burqa, will be going how. So I think he wrote about the Muslim community especially. So let's check it out. Gold blooms in every field here, and diamonds grow throughout this land, spreading their brilliant appearance all around. Red flowers flourish in the mountains of this location. This is the land where Buddha was born, and it's the land where the world's eyes pick this locality. This breathtaking country is covered with lush green trees. Kosi, Karnali, and Narayani pour from this land just. And there are hubs in this planet that heals unusual diseases. The country is filled with breathtaking natural splendor. However, this beauty is now no longer. Those in authority are attempting to make this worse. They intended to repeat history of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They are looking to sell their own land, the same fertile soil that was irrigated with their blood by their forefathers. They are attempting to bring the nations to its terminations. They are fighting just for the power, and yeah, we're battling for them to go in the power. This poem was definitely mind blowing. What did I expect and what was inside it? It was totally different. So, definitely, this poem contained about the nations and how to be the nation's fighter and what are the circumstances there. So, how to tackle it out and how to love the country and how to be a real soldier, how to save the country, be a real hero. So these are the things that they have listed. But I thought it is after looking the burqa, I thought that and this was the poem related to the Muslim communities and how they wore the burqa. But sometimes even a confused section will lead out to the beautiful poem that is devastating. So nothing much. Here is some of the points and some of the things that you must know. So Kosi, the Kosi is a transboundary river which flows through China, Nepal, and India. And after that, there is a second link with the Karnali. The Karnali River provides water for millions of people, provides for fish and wildlife resources, and has a high value of ecotourism, especially in the form of whitewater rafting and as an approach corridor to the scared Mount Kailas. So, and the Narayani, it is a significant river that flows through the northern part of India and Nepal. Valmiki National Park and Tiger Reserve in Bihar is located on the bank of this river. I forgot to narrate a little part of this poem. So, and that part was like this. Sorry for that. So please listen it carefully and try to connect the slangs, okay? So in that poem, a little ending part is like this. So you are building a hollow country on the inside, the illustrations. You are lurking beneath the diamond growing earth, but the storm is slowly hesitating to take the name of the nation for fear of dishonor. Now you are clearly the country's name like a stunning Arab girl who is hiding her face behind a burqa. So now I got the meaning why the nation in burqa is there, because you may got it by yourself, so no need to discuss much more. So on 21 poem there is in absence of money. So let's see how the poem is going to be, because in this world there is nothing without money. Actually, money really plays an important role, and without money it is like difficult to survive in this world. So let's check it out, this poem. If there was no money in the world, there will be no big wars. River of blood will not flow, the girl's tears will not be wiped away. It will not show dirty game by those in power. There will be no any tension if there is no money. No one will leave the country. The crops of young people in the wooden boxes will not come without any money. A man will not be a perfect man and can't live as a man until he dies. It's because of the money men fallen from the rank of man. People forget to love what is love. It's because of the money. It is because of the money. Man has forgotten the ground he stands on. It because of the money. A person lives as a hostage to someone throughout his life because of the money. People have to be counted in the upper lower ranks. Not having money means having a lot of things. Not having money means having a lot of things. It's because of the money the brothers started cutting each other's throats. It's because of the money. Them songs me. The lives taken by those themselves because of the money and increase in the number of suicides in the world because of the money. The owner did not get to have his own yard all his life because of the money. The dead were not allowed to burn on the fire of their own country. Having money really means not having much. If there is no money, there will be many things. If there is no money, there will be many things. Oh, definitely. After listening this poem, I may find out, and you may also found that it's all about the money that has been ruling us. Not we are ruling, but money is actually ruling us. Who made the money made a great mistakes. So here in this poem there is the tam suks, that is a legal holding between owners and loan takers. So after there another poem is of campers. So let's listen it out. Like a tall, sophisticated building, my heart was not in the capital. My heart was not like a spacious room. The area of my heart was not big. We met suddenly in the corner of our life. Where did you come from? We came to ask for a place in my heart. Those who ask for shelter, thinking that they are the form of God without thinking, I raised to give you a place in my heart. Not create any reminder letters, neither did they collect any rain. He thought that he would live for 7 births. But suddenly, you from the room of my heart, we went camping. When we went together, we bought many things. Let's take things with us when we come. From my heart, after you left the camp, again some breaths came to seek shelter in my heart. You took everything from my heart, but the room in my heart was never empty. That's why, after you left the rain from my heart, there is no place for anyone else to live as cheap as you stayed in a room of my heart for 7 births. We stayed in the room of my heart for 7 births. For 7 births. Those who really come to the rain, they take a lot on the way to new rain. I'm not sure where it will end. What is the final destination? Where will the fate that keep going come to a halt? What will become to the old solaces? Where does this life come to an end? How far can it go? Are there clouds in the sky? Where will they end up? Birds sweeping across the clouds. How far can it go? A begging beggar going from house to house. How far can it go? Twice on a little bicycle similar to himself. Did you bring it with you? How far can it go? A lost youngster at the fair, where will they end up? Who went to remove poverty among the youth? Will it make it home or not? That's young man. That's young man body in a wooden box. Did all of the workers make it to their destination? Where did everyone go? Someone's news arrives as to phone calls and later. Some people return to the middle road. Nobody sleeps in the center. Some people never return. What happened to those who didn't return? The one who never returned. Where will they end up? And where will they go? Where will they end up? And where will they go? So after listening, where will they go and where will they end up? Whatever. Let's not discuss much more because life is all about certainty with uncertainty. So if it is a mess, where will it end up and what will it happen, how, and what is the main case, we don't know. So on the 24th poem, after this, there is a prostitute. So let's listen this prostitute poem. So I think this poem you will like it, especially the boys. So let's begin it. It was a must to bring up my family. The fire of their hungry mouth was to be doused. I had to feed hungry bills like my own and sleep in a roof dwelling. There was a social responsibility for me to make a donation to the disabled. There was a social responsibility for me to make a donation to the disabled, to be part of strengthening the backbones of emotions and being social. Beside this, I had to save for my family before I went far away, really, really far away from them, and set a good example for new generations in my society. They are kept in the house in an intricate trunk post graduations, great reports. The legs are staying for the sake of a minor tax. Big hopes have come true for father and mother. Aspires to be like a son. Shravan Kumar is someone I aspire to be like. I wish to be a stick for those who are unable to walk. I wish to donate my eyes to others who are blind and aspires to be like the son with godly nature. Aspires to be like the son with godly nature. But Mama, no. In a wolf-infested society like ours, it's not that simple to live as a daughter. Some sons are ready to cut off your daughter essence like a vulture's. What's more to say, dear mother? The remaining essence is lost due to poverty. I retain all of the doors I can even think of are shut, Mama. I knocked on thousands of doors in search of work. While walking, the shoelaces are broken hundreds of times. Several times tied up by threading his own buttocks to secure the ribbon. My father wished to keep my mom in a large castle. He proceeds towards the brothel, intent on setting himself. He began living as a prisoner in a brothel room. Mark sits inside the box while they lived in the old house. Even if the body is sold, the mind is pure and the thought learned is scared. The thought learned is scared. The society cuts things off doing to their own loss, but the head of the mother bows down. The head of the mother bows down. Even old men can tease, rolling their tongue, never hesitating to address me directly as a prostitute. Now my mind is not even a little sore. I became a whore because of my interest, they say. But I do not mind now, dear mother. Let those who think continue to think what they currently think about me. It's enough if the government understands the reality. It's enough if the male-dominated society understand glitches of prostitute. But please understand, I'm not a whore by my interest. And remember, all citizens, no one became a prostitute because of self-desire. They are really forced to be one. They are really forced to be one who are being suffered daily at a moment. So definitely writer have addressed a real history, a real beginning of the prostitute, how they begin. Because no one desires to be a prostitute, no one's passion is to be a prostitute and work as a prostitute. It's all about their poverty, their bad life, their all the efforts that is been wasting. नेपालीमा भन्नुपर्दाखेरि उनीहरू सबैको दुःख कष्ट, उनीहरूको अतीत विगतहरू नराम्रो भएको कारण अलिकति सपार्ने आशमा बाध्यता कतै हो त्यस्ता कुराहरूले गर्दा प्रस्टिट्युट बन्न पुग्छन्। त्यति भन्दै अन्तिम कविता आजको यस एपिसोडमा समावेश गर्न स्मल अर्चेन्जल हेज ग्रोन अप भन्ने शीर्षकमा लेख्नु भएको छ। So let's begin for that. There is a huge mountain of pain inside the chest. There is an ocean that keeps the eyes closed. There is an unbearable weight of pain on the back. There are thorns all over the world. The destination is far away, life is too long, can't wait. Breath is held in the lungs. The heavy body is held in place by the legs. Doing it while running, it could not take a long breath. There is no place to kill calmness. The horns did not hurt, the legs are not tired. Can't say summer, winter. I could not reveal it and kept it hidden with all my heart, big mountains of sorrow. No one wants to hear my sorrowness, my sorrow feelings. There is a crowd of people in front of them. Sometimes I really get tired of trying to kill. I try to sweep away the whole oceans that is locked inside my eyes. I try to let out a long sick and does not die from exhaustion. His son, who has just turned on and who just turned one, comes and sits next to them, touches the part that has been scared by lifelong wounds. In the wounds that have been hurting for a long time, pain is reduced. There is a feeling of tightness inside the chest. It feels like the weight of the pain is reduced. Weight of the pain is reduced. Little of the son who can't even say, "What, father?" Touch heals wounds. Even a small person became a big person sometimes. Even big sometimes. So दर्शक बिनहरू, that's all for the second episode. सेकेन्ड एपिसोडको लागि यति नै। हामी फेरि पनि तेस्रो एपिसोडमा भेट्ने नै छौँ र अन्य भिडियोहरूमा हामी विभिन्न रोचक कथा कविताहरू लिएर प्रस्तुत हुने नै छौँ। यदि मलाई फेसबुक अथवा इन्स्टाग्राममा अथवा जुनै पनि सोसियल मिडियामा यदि म छु भने त्यता जोडिन सक्नुहुन्छ, किनकि त्यता अन्य कुराहरू पनि थप पाउनुहुनेछ। हस् यति भन्दै अहिले म बिदा माग्छु। हस्त जय नेपाल, न्यानो माया, धेरै माया, मलाई पनि माया दिँदै जानुहोस्। हस्त सब्सक्राइब द च्यानल एट लास्ट। पक्कै पनि त्यो सेकेन्ड एपिसोड तपाईँले मन पराइसक्नु भएको छ। लास्ट जोड्नेको तेस्रो एपिसोड लिएर म भर्सक छिटो आउने प्रयास गर्छु। अब ढिलाइ हुने छैन। सो किप वाचिङ, किप लभिङ एन्ड जस्ट इन्जोय द मोमेन्ट।